Wrestling Theology Fellowship founder, Rich Abbott, Anthony Toatelli, Ace Perry, Drew Skills, and Scotty Young.
Well, I just want to first start off with saying, thank you guys for coming out tonight, and thanks for watching us on Facebook Live, everybody. We're excited for tonight. We're going to have our first ever champion for Wrestling Theology, and I guess let's just cut to it. Anybody, is there any questions or anything? We've got Anthony Toatelli versus Scotty Young tonight, and then Drew is wrestling Ace Perry in the first round for tonight, and then
The semifinals.
Yes, and then we're having the finals later tonight.
So we will crown the first ever Wrestling Theology Fellowship champion tonight. I'm going to start with our friends at the Four Corners podcast, and that's the Roman numeral IB. IB Corners podcast. We've got several of their members here, so I'm just going to hand off to the first one. Please state your name and your podcast that you're representing.
Hello, thank you for having us. I am a representative of the Four Corners podcast. My name is Scott. First question here is actually for Scotty Young. Do you feel that it was a wise move to give a competitor the caliber of Anthony any more motivation by bringing his wife into this?
Well, here's the thing. I have beaten Toatelli on several occasions, and more importantly, he knows that anytime I want, I can beat his wife too. So the thing is, I'm taking that championship home with me tonight, and there's not anything you can do about it. And I might just bring your wife home with me too.
I think that Anthony needs to respond to that. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting take. I won't take anything away from that, other than I don't think you're going to become the first champion, because if it's going to happen, it's right here. And also, you must be forgetting about all the times that I've beat you, also in the Midwest. Oh, is that not true? Oh, I see. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's too bright here for you. Hurting your thought process with those sunglasses on there. Anyway. My wife is obviously going home with me. We are extremely happy. No problems there, despite what Scotty believes. And I'm going to have a good time beating him and moving on to the finals to become the first ever WTF Heavyweight Champion.
Woo!
Facebook Live Wrestling Theology Fellowship fans, make sure that you are on your way here to Mercy Road Church. You're not going to want to miss tonight. All right, I've got our friends from Pretty Dece on PrettyDeceShow.com. What questions do you have for our competitors?
I have a question for Ace. So obviously Drew had a hand in training you. So how are you going to combat the fact that he maybe knows some of your tricks?
Well, if you saw my promo, I actually talked about how he hasn't really been in my life the past few years. So, and I've kind of been like traveling around here and there, honing my craft. And like I said, he hasn't been around, so he doesn't know like what I've learned and what I've picked up at all of these different places that I've been to. So, like I said, I'm going to try to use those things tonight in my match against him. So, I believe those will carry me to the finals.
Am I supposed to rebut that?
If you'd like to, sir.
Here's the thing. I haven't been around because there's really no reason to be around because I don't like you anymore. Other than that, just like your dad left you, I left you because your mom wasn't a very good cook.
I have a follow-up to that. Drew, the only loss that you've taken here at Wrestling Theology Fellowship was in a tag team match against Ace. Does that give Ace an advantage since he's technically beaten you in a match?
It gives him no advantage because it was a tag team match, and it was Jeremy Hadley's fault that I lost in the first place. So it gives him no advantage whatsoever. None of these guys have any advantage. I am going to win this thing. This is irrelevant. We shouldn't even be sitting here asking questions. The only question that you should ask is, what am I going to do tonight after I win? Where am I partying? Where's the after party? And how much does it cost you to get in? That's the only question that you really need to ask.
Ace, do you have any response to that?
I mean, not really. I beat you last month. I got the pin on you. So, irrelevant.
Okay, we've got our friend Corey Miller from the WrestleMania podcast. Now, yeah, let's not pull Brother Nero here, and happy Rusev Day to you. What's your first question for our competitors?
Drew, where's the after party?
Wherever I decide to go. And it's not Rusev Day, it's Drew Skills Day.
Good one.
I think the party's at the old folks' home, in case you guys are wondering. That's where the party's at.
Okay, I've got a question for our founder, Rich Abbott. Rich, you obviously had a big thing to do with setting up this tournament. When you put together the tournament, starting with 16 competitors, did you think that this would be your Final Four? We've had Robbie E in the tournament. We've had DJ Z in the tournament. Tell us some more of the people. Rod Street was in the tournament. Is this who you imagine would be our Final Four?
Well, actually, we had a lot of star power in our tournament. We put a lot of the best local Midwest wrestlers in the tournament. We also put some major national stars in the tournament. Looking at the star power on this stage right now, though, I'm not surprised at the 4 that made it. These guys are top notch and ready to go anywhere. Any of these guys in a match would be a main event in any building across the nation. So I think that tonight is going to be off the hook no matter what the outcomes are of either match in the semifinals. So.
Well, I've got a question. I'm going to open it back up to our friends here in the audience here in just a moment. But I want to ask Scotty Young. Scotty, your first round match is against Anthony Toatelli. Let's say that you would...
Semifinals.
Yes, thank you. Semifinal matches versus Anthony Toatelli. If you should beat Anthony and make it to the finals, who would you rather compete against? Would you rather compete against Drew Skills or Ace Perry?
Perfect scenario. I would love Drew Skills to beat Ace Perry within an inch of his life and just give me the easy win. I would like Ace Perry to win after Drew Skills beat the crap out of him, and I just get the easy win at the end of the night. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I've never wrestled Drew Skills, and I have a lot of respect for what he brings to the ring. But I've never been a heavyweight champion anywhere, and it is long overdue. And tonight is my night.
Well, I know I'm going to open it back up to our guests here in the crowd, but that made Ace kind of laugh. So why did you just laugh at that, Ace?
Yeah, what's so funny, Ace?
How long have you been in the business, Scotty Young? And you've never held a heavyweight championship? That speaks for itself. I don't need to say anything.
I'm right here with you, idiot.
Scotty, how many times have I beaten you? Across Indiana.
Yeah, and I've beaten you too.
All right, this is just...
The truth be told, this is anybody's ball game, but I want it more than any of you. That's the bottom line, and I'm going home with the title tonight.
All right, got another question?
Yeah, this is Jeremy. I do commentary for Wrestling Theology Fellowship, and I I like the question that was just asked of Scotty about asking of Drew. After your match, do you have a preference who you face in the finals?
I mean, I can beat any of these guys, so it really doesn't matter to me. Here's what it boils down to. He's going to say he can win. He's going to say he can win. He just said he can win. I win. I do it. I was the first ever Heroes Legends Heavyweight Champion. I was the first ever Smash Mouth Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. I was part of the first Strong Style Tag Team Champions. I am a champion. That's what I do. He's never done it. He's done it a couple times. He's not even a heavyweight, okay? I'm gonna beat him up for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna drag him into the middle of the ring, and I'm gonna pin his lifeless carcass. Whichever one of these two wins, I'm gonna do the same thing to. I am a champion. That's what I do, it's what I've always done, and it's what I'm gonna continue to do. Next question.
I've got a follow-up question for Ace. Drew just mentioned that you're not a heavyweight. You were actually the first welterweight champion, correct? Which that's 185 pounds and under, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Your opponent, I announced him as your opponent in the semifinals tonight. I announced him as weighing 285 pounds. That's a big disparity. How do you plan to overcome that?
That's I weigh about 175 pounds, and Drew,
None of your
what did you
business.
say, 285, something like that. So that's like over 100-pound difference. But I've ever since I started professional wrestling, I've always had to work against guys that are way bigger than me. So I've been doing it my entire career. So tonight be no different. I've wrestled Drew before, David Goliath story, that type of thing, and I'll overcome the odds. So.
I'll address this one to Mr. Toatelli. Mr. Toatelli, the winner of tonight's tournament is scheduled to wrestle Jimmy Jacobs at Wrestling Theology Fellowship Presents Unprofessional Wrestling on April 21st. Are you looking ahead to that match, or are you just staying focused on tonight?
Well, I am staying focused on tonight mainly. First and foremost, you've got to be the champion to face Jimmy Jacobs, so let's check that off the list first. But to say that wouldn't be exciting for an opportunity to face Jimmy Jacobs, that would be a lie. Jimmy Jacobs and I, a couple years ago, were scheduled to face each other before he went to the WWE. And so I think I would like that opportunity once again. But tonight, it's all about that and making sure that, no one else wins tonight.
I've got another question for you, Anthony. Is Kinsey going to be with you at ringside tonight?
Yes, she will be.
Okay. Do you think that gives you an advantage over your other competitors tonight because you're the only person that will have a second with him at ringside?
I think from a professional standpoint, my wife being ringside definitely helps me. She's been very successful in managing, another very successful wrestler, her brother, before he left the business, and she brings a lot to the table in the form of strategy and helping me, scout
Strategy. What does your wife know about wrestling? Name one hold that she's ever known to do in her life. She knows nothing about wrestling. Does she even have her manager license? Seriously, what does she know? What does she know? How does she help you?
I mean, she supports me, man.
Whoa, whoop-de-doo.
It sounds like
we all have girls at home that support us. But she knows nothing. She knows nothing about wrestling. She brings nothing to the table.
Okay. Well, let's see tonight when I beat you, and then we'll see how well her strategy works out. By the way, she thinks that it's awesome when you don't wrestle. She thinks it's awesome when you don't wrestle. That on the weekends you cover a lot of Hinder songs because of the spiky hair and the sunglasses. I like that. What's the name of your cover band?
Okay, we've got another question from the Four Corners podcast.
Before you I do want to say Wrestling Theology always makes sure that the managers that are cornered do have their manager's license.
Oh, thank you for answering that, because he could.
No, so I want to let our fans know that watching on Facebook Live that they need to get here right now. And but if they're out of town, they can't make it tonight, then they need to ask. They have any questions for our competitors to ask on Facebook Live. So we've got another question from the Four Corners podcast, and that's IV podcast or VI? IV. Thank you.
You're an idiot. It's 4.
I need cards. You know that.
What an idiot.
Hi, my name is Steven. This is actually directed at Ace Perry, more than likely. I'd like to know what it would mean to you to be this federation's first ever champion.
The first ever champion. Well, I've been in that scenario a couple of different times for a couple of different companies, and I think it's an absolute honor and a privilege that they would even consider me, or should I say, like, put me in the tournament to become their first ever heavyweight champion. Like Drew said, I'm not a heavyweight, so that's, like I said, honor and an absolute privilege. Black.
That's what he dreams that it would be, because he won't know or find out ever.
I just said I've done it before.
Ever.
I just said I've done it before. Do you not listen?
Okay, do we have another question from Pretty Dece show?
Sure. Anthony, if you win tonight, do you plan on being a fighting champion? You're going to defend frequently?
Yes, absolutely. If you're the champion, that should be your goal. Your goal is to prove that you're the best, and the only way you can do that is against the best. Unlike some people at this table who take some shortcuts, some cheap ways out through this tournament, I will do my best to defend that championship fairly and against the best that WTF will bring in.
Okay, we've got something from our friend Kyle here.
Yeah, this is directed at Drew. Drew, you're one of the most experienced guys on this panel. You've held titles everywhere you've gone. Now, the question was asked to Ace earlier, but I, on behalf of everyone, would like to know your thoughts on what it would mean for you to walk out as the first champion.
Means everything, man. That's where I'm at in my career, is to be the best, prove I'm the best. I am one of the best wrestlers in the world, period. It's proven. I've beaten everybody. I will win tonight. I will win 2 matches tonight. I will win next month. I'll win the month after that. I'll win the month after that, and the month after that, and the month after that. I won't stop winning. It's what I do. That's all I have left. I climbed, I struggled, I made it to the top of the mountain. Now I'm here, no one's pushing me off. I am one of the best wrestlers in the world. Zane Paisley, stupid over there, who doesn't know how to make a Roman numeral 4, told you Facebook people to get here. You need to get here. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your neighbor. You owe it to your mama. You owe it to your wife. You owe it to whoever to get here so that you can see me, one of the best wrestlers in the world, period. Next question.
This question actually goes out for each one of you. From the last round to this round, how have you guys changed your strategy from your previous opponent to your opponent tonight?
My last round opponent was Cody Hawk. Of course, you guys know who Cody Hawk is, trainer of champions. I'm one of his students, I'm a champion. Cody Hawk's a 20-year veteran. I had a much different strategy going against Cody Hawk than I do against a 135-pound runt down on there in the end that I taught how to wrestle. My strategy is completely different. I tugged on Cody's heartstrings, I threw him on my shoulder, I slammed him through the mat, and I pinned him 1, 2, 3. My strategy against Ace Perry is to beat him within an inch of his life because he can't stop me from doing that. And I win 1, 2, 3.
You go to jail.
You signed a waiver.
Obviously, my strategy remains the same because it's been working ever since the first round. I've beaten Space Monkey, I beat Dale Patricks, I'm gonna beat Anthony Tatelli, and it doesn't matter if it's Ace, doesn't matter if it's Drew, I'm gonna be the winner tonight. I will be the first WTF champion. I don't have a little honor system like these two. I only answer to myself. And myself is telling me that I'm the #1 guy here, and I'm going to be the champion.
Man, that is a sad life. If only yourself is telling yourself that. That's weird. My strategy stays the same. Obviously, with Jeremy Hadley in the last round, I had to worry about Jason Saint and Charlie Cruel. Thankfully, Dale Patricks was there to even the odds. This time, I have to worry about Scotty Young and possibly Drew or Ace. I would love the opportunity to face Ace. We've never faced each other, and I think a lot of people would like to see that match. But my strategy has been the same. Hit the gym, go to gym early, hit it hard, and come in and be the best athlete that I can be.
I don't really ever have a set strategy. I just kind of like get in there and like react to whatever's gonna happen. And I'm not gonna reveal a strategy if I were to have one because my opponent or opponents are sitting right here. So, yeah.
How are you going to react when I slam you on your head? How are you going to react when I break your back? How are you going to react when I put my fist through your face?
Probably a fall.
That's one thing.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Ace, just go for his knee. Just go for his
Oh
knee.
yeah. You have a bum
so you
here
can
too.
fake it like you did with Cody Hawk.
There you go. I like this guy. I like your shirt too, by the way. That's what I'll do. I'll go for his knee.
Actually, this is Jeremy again. I'll go ahead and formalize that question. Drew, can you address that? During the match with Cody Hawk, there was lots of indications that you were having trouble with your knee, and then suddenly it seemed like you weren't.
Because I wasn't. I fooled him, I fooled you, I fooled you, I fooled you, I fooled you, I fooled you. I definitely fooled you and him. I fooled all of you. Because it was just that easy to do. I knew that if I tugged on Cody's little heartstrings, that he would become vulnerable. I would pick him up, just like I said earlier, put him on my shoulders, slam him through the mat, and pin him 1, 2, 3. I don't need to pull on his heartstrings. I just need to grab him, throw him on my shoulders, slam him in the mat, and pin him 1, 2, 3. Because he weighs 135 pounds wet. I curl 135 pounds like it ain't nothing. I've eaten bigger meals than Ace Perry. Did that answer your question?
One thing I would like to apologize for is last month we took Drew at his word about his knee, and we reported a knee injury that apparently was not so. I want to make an official apology right now that we took Drew on his word about that.
It didn't feel great. Hurt a little bit.
Gentlemen, I have a question for each of you.
That's arthritis, by the way.
Gentlemen, my question is for each of you, and that is, what do each of you feel you bring to wrestling theology that the others do not?
I guess I'll start this party off first. Nothing against my opponents, except for maybe these two down here and their lovely shortcuts they like to take. And nothing against Ace Perry. I have all the respect in the world for Ace Perry. He's actually been in the business longer than myself, and he's done and traveled a lot more places. Okay. Really, what it means to me and what I bring to the table as far as that's different than these guys is the fact that I've never been a heavyweight champion. And I've definitely never been the first time heavyweight champion. But what I can tell you, what I can promise you, that when I am the champion, I will defend it. I will defend it honorably. And I will make sure that you guys get to see the best wrestlers come to WTF and face me for that championship.
What do I bring to the table? I'll tell you what I bring to the table. I bring personality. I bring entertainment. I have more personality in my little finger than Ace Perry does in his whole 120-pound frame. That is for sure. I don't need to be like Drew Skills and yell and be all tough in 80s. Blah, 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 blah. I don't need to do that because I am simply the best at what I do. I don't need to bring my wife here, which is the most interesting thing about Tatelli. I don't need to do that. I am the most entertaining, the most physically capable athlete on this stage, and I'm going to win the WTF title because I am the best representation of this company. Thank you.
I believe what I bring to the table is a sense of like risk taking. I'll take risks that these three won't, or anyone else on the Wrestling Theology roster. And
What'd you say?
Is it still going?
like I was saying, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Meaning, like, I'll have like no concern for my own well-being in order to please the fans of Wrestling Theology. So, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, whatever. Like I said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I am the epitome of professional wrestling. Period.
Yeah, okay.
Shut up. He's gonna kill you.
That's it.
Oh, you're done.
I'm the man. That's what I bring. You look up pro wrestling, Drew Skills.
Okay. We've got one more question from the Four Corners podcast.
How do you spell that, Zane?
That's with an IV.
That's what you're gonna have, IV.
I'm Mike from Four Corners, of course. This one's for Ace. With the actions that Drew Skills took in his last match, and you are at a slight size disadvantage, are you at all worried about this match?
No, not at all. I mean, like, I'm definitely not overlooking Drew whatsoever because, you know, like, it's been stated he's traded me and all that and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not worried about it at all. He's got, like, 2 bum knees. He's basically just torso. He can't walk. If I knock him off his feet once, that's it. Game over.
All right, guys, we need to open the doors, but very briefly, do any of the competitors have final words before tonight's huge event?
My final words are, you're welcome. I'm the reason you're here, so you're welcome. You came here to see me. You came here to ask me questions. The people are watching on Facebook right now because of me. These people are up here because of me, because I'm here, so they want to prove that they're better than I am. I'm the reason we're here tonight. So my final words are, you're welcome.
Yep. Real quick, I have a question for all of you guys, including you, Drew. We are all about faith, hope, love, and wrestling here. And, you know, do you guys think that, how do you guys think that you guys would be able to spread the faith, hope, and love part of our Wrestling Theology Fellowship here?
I got the love covered because everybody loves me.
No.
Now, can I leave?
No.
You can go.
I have faith that I'm going to win this championship tonight. And I know all of my fans are hoping that I win because I feel the love from each and every one of you every single night. And I know that you know that I'm the next champion, the first champion. Thank you. I am forever.
I would assume that love escaped from the lips of an angel. See you later.
And we will pray for Scotty Young. How about Ace?
I'm all about, what was it? Faith, hope, and love?
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Peace, love, happiness, pro wrestling. I love it all. Give me the title. Well, yeah. I gotta win it first.
You know what he meant.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks, Italia. You know what I mean.
I just want to say that faith, hope, and love is basically what WTF represents outside of wrestling. And I think it's very cool that no matter what your beliefs are in that regard, WTF welcomes everybody with open arms. And as your champion, I would be proud to represent that. I think that's a very cool idea, and I don't think that anyone should shy away from that. So that's what I would do as the champion.
Well, thank you guys very much. We're going to open the doors here. Appreciate all the podcasts that showed up. And hope this was an enjoyable experience for you guys. Thank you, Facebook, and everybody out in the Facebook world. Show up, come out. What's your catchphrase?
That's show up, show out, and then get out. But not to the end of the show, like stay for the whole thing.
Yeah. Doors open now, and show starts at 7. So hurry up.